Suspecting your child is being bullied, it's just one of the deepest fears a parent can have. It's that awful knot in your stomach, that feeling that something is just fundamentally wrong in their world. Well, today, we're going to take that fear and turn it into a clear, structured plan. Let's start with that very first feeling, the one every parent dreads. It almost always starts right here, doesn't it? Long before there's any proof, before your child ever says a word, there's your intuition as a parent. It's that little voice in your head, that nagging feeling that the kid you know so well is different, that their spark has dimmed a little bit. You have to trust that feeling. It's often the very first sign you're going to get.
Okay, so the first real step is understanding what you're even looking for. And it is so important to know the difference between a normal argument, the kind of stuff that's just part of growing up, and actual systematic bullying. The key difference? Bullying is a pattern, and it involves a real power imbalance where your child feels like they just can't defend themselves.
Now, here's something you really have to get. Most kids will not come out and just say, "I'm being bullied." They hide it. And why do they hide it? Well, often they're ashamed, or they're scared that if they tell an adult, it's only going to make things a whole lot worse. So that means we have to become detectives, really. We have to look for the small changes in their everyday lives and their patterns.
So what's really telling about this list is how it covers everything: physical, emotional, and social changes. Take a look. You've got social withdrawal, new sleep problems, that sudden "I don't want to go to school" that shows up as a stomach ache. And man, in this day and age, that visible tension right before they look at their phone, that is a huge, huge red flag. Now remember, any single one of these on its own might not mean anything, but when you start to see a bunch of them together, that's a pretty strong sign that your child is dealing with some serious ongoing stress.
Okay, so you've seen the signs, your gut is just screaming at you. The next step is having that first crucial conversation. And as you're about to see, the tone you set here, it's everything. Your goal is not to get every single detail right off the bat. Your number one goal is to create a fortress of safety for your child.
And this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. Before you become an investigator, before you become a problem solver, you have to be a safe harbor. These three things, belief, calm, and the promise of help, that is what your child desperately needs to hear from you. It's the antidote to that feeling of complete isolation that bullying creates.
Just look at the difference here. It is night and day. The questions on the left, they're direct, they're high pressure, they can make a kid just completely shut down. But the ones on the right, they're gentle, they're open invitations. Saying, "I feel like something is bothering you," validates their feelings without demanding they confess anything. You're opening a door instead of trying to kick it down.
All right, so your child has opened up even just a little bit. Now, the immediate impulse for so many of us is this surge of anger. You want to act, and you want to act now. But reacting in a panic can actually make things worse. What you need instead is a structured, purposeful plan. And the very first thing to focus on is this idea of stabilization. See, bullying is designed to destroy a child's sense of safety and control. So your first moves have to be all about building that back up. This isn't about confronting anyone just yet. It's about getting your own child back on solid ground first. And this right here, this lays out exactly how you do it. This 4-step plan takes that parental panic and turns it into productive action. First, you just listen and validate. Then, you get methodical. Document everything. This is so important for later. Third, you assess the immediate risk. Do we need professional help right now? And finally, you agree on the next steps together. That last part is so key to giving them back a sense of control over their own life.
So, with your child feeling a bit more stable and a plan in your back pocket, it's time to bring in the school. And the mindset you bring to this meeting is going to have a huge impact on the outcome. So let's break down how to approach this really critical step.
This is so important. It's really easy to walk in there angry, ready for a fight. But you are going to get a much better outcome if you can frame the school as your partner. At the end of the day, you both want the same thing, for your child to be safe. Approaching them with facts and a collaborative spirit is always going to be more effective than just pointing fingers. And to make sure that meeting goes well, you have to go in prepared. This checklist is your guide. It shifts the conversation from just emotion to a factual discussion. You're not just going in there saying, "My child is miserable." You're presenting a structured case with evidence, and this is crucial, a clear request. This is what my child needs right now to feel safe again. So you've navigated the immediate crisis. You've talked with your child, you've gathered your evidence, you've partnered with the school. But the work, it doesn't stop here.
This plan is all about putting out the fire. The next, and maybe even bigger question, is how you help your child rebuild their confidence and develop the tools to navigate their world from a new position of strength. What does that long-term journey really look like?